Cam?
Okay, I don't like that imagery either. Like me tied up in a chair in a basement. And a guy, my life.
I certainly don't like that imagery.
No.
I don't know what you get up to on weekends, but I don't want to see that.
Yeah, my basement's actually full of boxes. That guy can even tie me up. There's not enough room there. We have to do it in the living room. But anyway, anyway, this is not Dateline.
Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by DraftKings. Week 14, best bets, gold, silver, and bronze, plus a teaser. You can always hit the time codes to jump around. We're going to be recapping last week. I do want to remind everyone out there, listen, you're probably out of your fantasy leagues. You're probably not doing great at DFS. What you can do well at is props and the prop sniper at runthesims.com. Code Mayo to get you 10% off any of the packages. You might want to build up that Christmas bankroll. No better time to get your sub to the prop sniper than right now. And it was probably like 2 months ago because it's been printing, but you might as well just get it now so you can still capitalize. A lot of football left to go. We got 2 full months here before the Super Bowl comes on, so you might as well try to cash in before the season ends. DraftKings Listeners League down in the description as well. It's almost full, so I would recommend that you go get your spot right now. Coming off a not-so-hot week on the show, the panel, I did go 1-1-1, and Rob, that was somehow the best record of all of us.
Was the game that we argued about? We got New England Chargers at 6, right?
Yeah.
And we were like, it's going to be a guaranteed winner week. Ended up landing exactly 6.
Push. That's just us.
Guaranteed push.
Stooges. Yep.
Yeah, it was... I didn't know when I was betting Jacksonville on Monday night that I was betting against Dan Marino, which apparently Jake Browning transformed into over the course of 1 week. But this is the NFL. Crazy stuff happens every single week. Cardinals beat the Cowboys earlier this year. Browning beats the Jags. All sorts of crazy stuff happens. What are you going to do? We don't live in the past, right, Cam? We move on. And credit to you.
We do live in the past. We have the scars of the past. But,
yes.
You know, I'm just watching these games going, you know what? When the Jets are up 2-0, I'm like, yes, I think I'm going to cover this game. You know what I mean? It's just everything.
2-0.
Yeah. No, I was like, ooh, safety, 2 Rouges. But you know what it is, guys? Like, I'm watching these games going, how are we going to get fucked in the fourth? Like, how are we going to lose by 1 point? The hook. Like, everything we did. Like, think about the spreads, Rob, in all the game. Every loss, like, Jets, Broncos, 1 point, 1.5. Like, you know what I mean? It's always down to the wire. And for all those people who say, oh, teasers, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Fuck you. Teasers are great. Every game's middles, except for a couple games at the end with the big numbers that you talked about, with Browning transforming into Boomer Esiason, just keeping it relevant to
good point.
To the
good
Bengals.
point. Yes,
yeah,
good point. Carson Palmer, maybe.
In his prime, yeah.
In his prime Carson
years.
Palmer.
Yep.
When the Jets went up 2-0, there was part of me, like, all I could think about was they're going to lose this game 3-2.
And that would have been fine. That would have been great. I love 3-2 when you got 2.5. Yeah, but not so much, Pat. What are we going to do? This fucking league's too much. These refs are too much. Everything about, like, the NFL, like, it's funny. We just bitch every week, but hey, it's our fault. We still bet on this shit. Like, you know what I mean? I could tell people, no, Robin, you talked about these young players who, Trevor Lawrence got hurt. I want my money back. Yeah, well, you're not going to get it back. Try betting a golf fucking tournament where Henrik Stenson, my back, after he takes 1 tee shot and withdraws from the tournament. How about them apples, you fucking clowns? Learn. If you bet, it's your responsibility. Don't ask for your money back or stop betting. End of discussion.
There is a group of people that are trying to file a class action lawsuit against
people insane?
Because Christian Kirk got injured early in the game, and they want like this. We have gone. It was bad enough when people were taking to social to complain about it, but now people actually want to sue sportsbooks for not refunding their bets on Christian Kirk.
You know what, Pat? Like people who have kids should have, like, you know, like a license, like, you know, like a driver's license. There should be a license to bet.
Oh,
Cam.
No, yeah, that would really take away from the bottom line of this industry.
License to bet is not what the sports books
with all
want.
The fucking tools we have out here now, like, who are these people? What, you think, sports books are not going to try to make money? Oh my God, forbid a player ever got hurt. Like, we've been doing this shit for 35 fucking years, and these guys want refunds on every bet? Well, stop betting then. Go buy buy scratch lottery tickets in Nevada. If you want to fucking, you know, you want an itch, scratch it.
You can play player prop unders.
No.
This is allowed.
Point,
no, it's not allowed.
Right. No, it's not allowed. It's on fire.
I'm pro people complaining and pro people getting their money back via refunds. Listen, if you complain enough, maybe if you get one back, was it worth it?
Yeah, I guess, Pat. But you know what? You're good with like you're a points manipulator to get free trips. That's being smart because you know what? You're playing a system and you're figuring out how I'm going to get around this and how I'm going to fly first class instead of fucking economy. And I'll tell you another thing though, like this player prop stuff. Like Rob's great point, Rob. You know what, Rob? I'll give you 5 stars for that comment. Bet a fucking under. Shut up.
How much
money?
Guys,
try betting a golf tournament when a guy withdraws, after one shot. Like, give me a break.
I just the part that I don't understand is how much money were people getting down on Christian Kirk overs?
These are like $10 bets, $20 bets. That's what I don't understand.
Buy a rock of crack. Go to the beer store and buy a fucking can of Laker. Like, get out of my life. Like, I'm telling you, like, what are you doing complaining? Like, I've lost thousands of dollars on fucking shit before. You know what you do? You go to fucking bed. You might not sleep well. You might look at the walls. You might have high blood pressure and a heart murmur. But you know what? You move on. The sun fucking comes out the next day and you deal with it. Thousands, Rob, on bad calls. Fucking kickers hitting bars. All sorts of stuff. Holding penalties in the end zone. Like, if you're going to bet, if you don't like it, then don't bet. Like, it's just like, you don't like the roller coaster, get off the fucking ride.
It sounds like, it sounds like you're too proud to complain. Maybe you could be getting these thousands of
I
dollars
know what, Pat,
refunded.
I got enough problems. I don't have the time. My girlfriend, actually, I told her all the things you do, and she goes, I really respect Pat, because she's the same way. She will fucking, like, it's funny. She won't, like, do, like, manual work that, like, I'll do, like, you know, like, clean or dishes, but she will work a company for, like, 5 weeks to get something that she thinks she got, like, scammed on. Like, you're the same way. Like a dog on a bone. You're never going to give it up. For me, Pizzola, after a while, I'm like, you know what? Like, I flip out when I'm on hold with my doctor's office with that shitty jingle I hear every time for like, once it hits the 10, 15 minute mark, I'm steaming and click. Oh, you know what I mean? I'm done. I'll drive down there and make the appointment myself. I don't like being put on hold.
But right. I don't think it's unfair. Like, here's what's unfair. The one-way markets are unfair. But as long as it's a two-way market, if you can bet both sides of a player prop, then that's fair. It's within reason. You can take the under. It's the ones where it's like, will this team make the playoffs? Or they only offer a yes. They don't offer a no. That's unfair. Like, that should not be allowed to happen. You should have to offer both sides of a market regardless. But in player props, you can bet the other side. Like, it's getting out of hand. I get it.
Remember that golf tournament it was Wolf and Fowler for Oklahoma State versus McElroy and some chump. And I don't know who the hell it was. But we put $500 on it. We're winning 3-2. The match is over, and then they go, now for the match, closest to the pin. And then Rory McIlroy hits it, and then all the other holes were. That is something where you should sue somebody for, because that is a different result of what they fucking said. And then they're like, read the fine print. What? There was no fine print that said this match will be determined by a closest to the pin competition on a par 3. Fuck off.
I don't remember that happening. Although I do.
Oh, I do.
I don't think I bet on that
fact. One. Yeah, oh, trust me. I lost. Me and Morency had like fucking a dime on that match. We're like, I told you, Wolf. Ooh, yeah, Oklahoma State. And then all of a sudden, Rory McIlroy wins. And I'm just sitting there going, like, is this a joke? Like,
some of these are shams. Some of these are shams.
It was a sham, Rob. It was
like the recent Netflix one. I don't remember who hit the ball onto like the next tee blocks, but Justin Thomas just picked up the ball and walked away with the ball. It's like, that ball's in play, bud. Like, I know. We can potentially, someone hit it out into the highway and then just mysteriously appeared with a perfect line to the green.
What, you mean Scotty Scheffler every tournament where Kurt Kitayama's like buried under 6 rocks? Anyway, we'll go through this. And Rob, you bring up so many good points today. You're on top of it. And you know what, guys, the bottom line is this new breed. I wish gambling was illegal. Like, I wish it was the way it was 20 years ago. I wish we had bookies. I wish I met a guy with a prosthetic leg, a wooden leg, hiding in bushes, driving a fucking Fiero, meeting him at a Burger King or like a shady joint. Like, I'm just done. Like, everybody, like, gambling sucks now. All the fucking ads when I'm watching sports. That's another thing for the children. Like, I don't have kids, but stop forcing gambling upon people. I made that decision when I was like 5 or 6 years old, betting my allowance money on a putting green, that I like this and this is what I'm going to do in my life. But it's a real thing. You know what? I'd rather see cigarette ads. Honest to God, I'd rather see fucking Dumouriez come back and say smoke fucking cigarettes. You know what? It's better.
Cam misses the days where he would go meet up with the
Am I
local
right
bookie.
though, Rob? Like, I'm not even crazy.
It's a little bit crazy.
Hold on. I am pro legalized gambling and pro sports books spending their money on advertising. I am pro that. My bank account is pro
as
that.
am I.
And Rob,
I also have a business that
No, Pat, you're good at your bit. I'm just saying I don't need to see it every fucking 10 seconds, okay? Or get regular people in bars instead of fucking celebrities doing it. Anyway, whatever.
Hey,
I have my own opinions.
I didn't know that I could play blackjack at funerals until Jamie Foxx told me I could, okay? Now I know.
Blackjack! That's the best. Oh, yeah, we got a game going.
Yeah.
Oh, Mayo, yes. You and Robert, fuck, you guys slept at a Holiday Inn last night.
Cam just misses the days where he would meet up with someone, and if he complained, hey, can you cancel this Christian Kirk bet? He actually got injured in the game. There was a 50% chance that Cam wasn't coming home that night.
You know what, though, Rob?
Those were the days that Cam aspires to go back.
The personal touch. Even when I got smoked and I had $4,000 in an envelope, I got a bag. Homemade wine, spaghetti sauce, a couple other things. Here's some maybe we'll go to a Leaf game. You got
those were the real VIP programs back in the day. Some salami and cheese.
Yeah, you
in
think
a
I
gift
want a
basket.
$10 fucking bonus bet? No, I want a fucking case of wine, a case of spaghetti sauce, and fucking sports tickets. That's how you take care of a customer.
As someone who is for the people, not that I care either way, but I don't understand why the refund stuff bothers people so much. It really does seem to bother people complaining, people wanting their money back. They're not going to get their money back, but maybe they do once, like I said. And then was it worth it?
Because they don't understand, Pat. They think the world owes them a favor.
I understand, but they gave out a refund once. Maybe they'll do it again. That's why people are asking.
Or maybe they won't.
Well,
and
they
that's
do
the
it
problem.
for things like, right, Rob? Mitchell Trubisky. I told me and Gabe talk about this. They gave refunds for fucking morons that bet Mitchell Trubisky 80-1 to win MVP. Why should you get a refund for being an idiot? You should get a refund for actually something that, if you're going to do it like where a guy's close to his prop number. I don't know.
It's a marketing angle, right? So at the end of the day, this is all marketing. People talk about it. Oh, they gave me a refund on this bet. Maybe I'll play there. Maybe I'll send my friends to play there. The problem is that it's the inconsistency, Pat. Like that's where I have an issue, because if they refund someone for losing a player prop because someone gets injured in the first quarter, then they don't do it again the next time. It makes you feel shit as a player. So honestly, just put it in the house rules. Why is this so hard? Just literally make every sports book in the world grades off of their own house rules. Why not just have something in there that if you bet this prop and a player gets injured in the first quarter, we will refund it. And you can price that into your market as well going forward. It's like it's just the randomness of it all that bothers me. I like to live my life with like kind of knowing the outcomes. And
I want to go to the
guesswork.
all-you-can-eat buffet while my bookies getting a lap dance at the House of Lancaster all-you-can-eat wings. You know what? Hey, Cam, here you go. I'll be like 30 minutes. You know what? At least things were adventurous back then. Like, you know what I mean? You'd meet the guy somewhere. You'd have a conversation. You'd talk. You'd get a gift box. You'd get envelopes. Right, Rob? I used to love getting like great pastries and great meals. Like I come back with a fucking lasagna. I'm like, you know what? This is what I don't care about your $10 bonus credit. Boo.
Every once in a while, some random guy would show up too that you never met before.
Yeah,
and
I
you're
like the
wondering,
random guy.
is it all going down or is this guy going to be cool?
There
was
cool.
a lot more. It was a little bit more intense, but I also enjoyed that.
There is nothing worse than getting the guy pulls up, you get into the passenger seat, you're going to make your exchange, then all of a sudden there's just some guy in the back seat who you've never seen before. That is terrifying.
It's usually good, though. They're usually fans of the show. Hey, you guys on the show.
Yeah, they just wanted to meet you. That's one thing. Yes. But when you're sitting there, you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Is he going to kill me?
The first time, Pat, then you get used to it. Random strangers. The first time, I was a little bit like, I'm like, oh, this could be a problem here. It's getting a little stabby, but you get used to it. Random strangers, it's part of the fun of life. That's the whole thing. We don't go out anymore. There's no adventures. Everything's on the fucking computer. Rob, you got enough computer in your life. You still need that human touch.
Yeah,
it's good. You still need that interaction.
I like that. There. I like those interactions. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. You get used to the guy's car that you're meeting up with, and all of a sudden he's in a new car one day, and a car pulls up right next to yours. You're like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Yeah, new license plates. What the hell? Hey, what's going on here?
On the edge of your seat.
Come to my wedding. Yeah. Right. You get. Oh, here's tickets to the stag. Excellent. Better than a bonus.
Missed you guys this weekend. Speaking of the human interaction, I saw a lot of people this weekend. It was really nice.
I'm pissed off. I didn't see you, Pat.
You had to work.
I'm sorry. They got me on the late shift.
It happens, man.
Yep.
I wanted to work the 1 to 4, but just anyway, whatever.
Instead,
I got a 5-hour show this week. Too. Can
instead-
you believe this? 5 hours because of Army Navy? The total's fucking 28 and a half. Like, put a fucking dart in my neck. Like, I almost want to just walk off set and say, fuck off.
So you have to like do commentary as the game is going along? Is this
Fucking hours. You know how hard it is for me? I don't know. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Army Navy.
Dude.
Stewart. Like, I at the end of the show, I'm literally like drooling. I can't even have a fucking glass of wine and like, I'm just sitting there. I'm so fucking tired. I just like head plant like fucking Jim the Anvil Neinhardt. Like, I'm just, I just hit the canvas. I'm done.
I
Like,
do NFL watch-alongs for 3.5 hours with like 4 or 5 guests a night, and it still feels like I work a 12-hour day.
Thank you,
I can
Rob.
only imagine Army Navy by yourself.
Honest to God, Pat, I'm like a wrestler or a horse. They just keep on bringing me out and whipping me, man. Like, I'm fucking old. Like, enough.
They're making you do the 2-a-days. They're running the loop where they're doing Maple Leaf Gardens at 1 p.m.
There's no need for a 5-hour show in
Then you got to
today's
go to
society.
Buffalo at 8 p.m. Get those double paychecks.
Yeah, know what, Pat? I don't mind. No, people have the attention span of a goldfish, if not worse. So why do a 5-hour show? It's pointless. Like, Rob's right. I think the maximum amount for a show, 3's even long. People don't even pay attention. They don't care what you say. Just give me picks. You could be fucking on your deathbed. Give me picks. Give me picks. What do you think about this? What are you fading this guy? Like, it's just, wow. Anyway, that's the world we're living in. Right
See,
now.
you say that, but Cust has the same complaint, and you guys are both old, so maybe it's something about your guys' generation. But
Yeah, I should have took better care of myself.
I
Pat.
can tell
do
you by the
regret that.
metrics that whenever we do a 3-hour show on the Spread Pick show, it does better.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. But this is different though, because we can
Different
unleash.
audience.
We unleash. Like, we say whatever the hell we want. I can't say what I want during that 5 hours. I'd be in jail.
I think, Pat, your audience is more so like they like the personalities. You think people are watching this show because we're giving out the best picks on the planet, or they like the personalities that are associated with Mayo Media Network? I get that. So they'll watch the whole thing and you'll get more viewers for that. With other content stations, a lot of times it's just picks driven, right? Here are the picks today, whatever. And
It's annoying
probably like
after a
those
while.
3-hour shows aren't going to work as well. But yeah, I how much older than us is Cust, by the way? I thought Cust was like our age.
No, Cust is younger.
I'm
than
older
all
than
of us.
Cust.
Cust is younger
I'm
than
older
all
than
of us.
Cust.
He just acts like an
Oh,
8-year-old.
Got it. I was going to say, I was going to be
Are you
like,
kidding me? He's younger than you guys?
Yeah.
Like, how old is the guy? What is he, 42?
Yeah, he's like 20. He's like 27.
That's bullshit. He's like third.
No,
Is he
he's
39?
He's 35.
Like,
Yeah.
You're telling me that guy's 35?
yeah.
Fuck, he's kind of like Neil Young. He looked 80 when he was 35. He'll look 80 when he's 80. You know what I mean? Like, those people just age and then they stop. Like, it's kind of cool, actually.
Well,
like,
one thing I can guarantee you about Cuss is that he's never going to come out for a live concert performance with a rock of coke in his nose. It's never going to happen. Unlike Neil Young.
Wow, Mayo. I don't know what's up with you, man. Fucking kids and whatever. You're sharp as a tack.
Hey, we
12
can
bowls a total.
Maybe that's what we should do. We should do a Christmas time last waltz watch along. That would be fun.
It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, just bring Hanger.
There's a huge Neil
Hey,
Young
Pizzola,
fan.
I'm so
Huge.
sick and tired. I'm so sick and tired of your fucking metal bands, brother. Let's get some fucking lyrics going, man. Fuck.
I do have a friend that looks just like Robbie Robertson, or at least what Robbie Robertson looked
really?
like in the mid-'70s. So we can just get him on the show. Pretend it's
That's
him. Although I'm
impressive.
pretty sure Robbie Robertson died like 6 months ago, but we can just
Yeah, who would
pretend
I
it's
be?
him.
The fat guy who's dead? Like, I don't know. It's just Craig
This
Stadler.
is a true story, but when I used to produce Cam back in the day, I actually used to work Neil Young lyrics into his script to see if he was actually reading his scripts. And he would catch them maybe about a quarter of the time. But when he did, it like made his week. He was so happy. He's like, "Oh, Pizzola, I didn't know that you knew this Neil Young song." And I would just like play along. I'm like, "Oh yeah, amazing tune," as if I hadn't just Googled all the lyrics to all the songs. But
We did some good stuff though, Pizzola. Like some of that karaoke stuff. Like I'm telling you, like I'm trying to get like another verse for Geoff's the Philip Rivers song. Like
yes,
I think we should do it again. I think Pat. I think we're due for a Christmas karaoke New Millennium like album. Man, we did some good shit. Me and Pizzola,
Yeah.
I missed that stuff.
you can just modernize it. Instead of Philip Rivers coming down the road, it's Justin Herbert coming down the road. Instead
Nate
of where's
Keating?
Nate Keating, it's where's Cam Dicker. You know,
It just doesn't work the same. Because Keating, like the lyrics were good. Like, where's Cam Dicker?
So if we've learned anything from this is that if we gave out better picks along with the entertainment, the show would be more popular. But if you do want to do a 3-hour show, I mean, the only person that I know that could do 3 hours of straight picks would be Morency. Just
he's amazing.
Start at the top of his list, and he would have like 5,300 bets over the course of 3 hours.
Dude, this guy has 18 picks for every single game. I get like, you ever watched one of this guy's Twitter videos? It's like 2 minutes long of him running through Sunday. I'm taking Diggs over receptions. I'm taking Hardy over receptions. I'm taking Cook over on rushing yards. I'm taking Bills money line, Bills tease to the over, Bills tease to the under. Like he's got it.
Oh, no, it's amazing. I work with him every night. Cam, so impressive by Grand Canyon. The stock will go up tomorrow. I fucking San Diego State, bunch of pieces of shit. No, honestly, I love it. Like, you know what? He is amazing, and I'll give him fucking full marks. It's like Vin Scully. You don't need a color guy. Just wind it up and fucking let go. You know what? And his picks are at least, no one will tell about Morency. His picks are entertaining. At least he's fucking got comments, story. Like he's basically like a one-man band. He'll tell stories, make more picks. It's very impressive, actually, when you think about it. Very impressive.
Well, let's try to get some winning picks this week. My gold was a winner last week, and I thought it was in the bank. I was on a plane. I was watching Saints and Lions. I was like, 21-0. Don't worry about it. Just I'll count my money right now. Maybe I'll get it on the late slate the moment that I land. And I was like white knuckling it as we were landing. Not because the pilot was good. It was very smooth landing. But that game just had me terrified. Hopefully this game that I'm going with as a gold pick doesn't turn out to be quite the same. But there's some, I don't want to say there's janky lines this week, but there's some that are kind of confusing, despite the fact that they're all at the same number. And I guess maybe people are just drinking the Rams Kool-Aid right now, but I think the Ravens should be favored by like 13 points against the Rams. I'm taking the Ravens -7. They're going to trounce the Rams in Baltimore.
Well, the Rams are playing pretty good football.
Yeah, it's great. Kupp is hurt. Puka is hurt. Everyone's hurt on the offense. They have no offensive line, and they're playing a team that actually has an offense now.
The issue for me with this game is the weather, which is supposed to be horrendous.
So 0 points for the Rams. Excellent.
Well, they can run the ball now. It's very different. Like with Kyron Williams back, they can actually run it. I don't like laying big favorites in bad weather. It tends to condense the game. You lose like the big playability of the Ravens altogether. The Ravens are a very good rushing team, and they have a quarterback that can run the ball. So it's not like it's the end of the world for them. But I think that's why the number is kind of where it's at right now. The totals come down a ton. You see it at 40. You never see Ravens Rams at a 40. But it's supposed to like torrential downpour for this game with high winds. It's basically taking the throwing out of the game completely. And in those types of games, I really like the underdogs for the most part. It's just hard to build up margin when both teams know that you're going to run for a lot of the game.
Well, if that's going to be the case, then I will take the team with the top 5 ranked run defense and not the one with the bottom 10 run ranked defense.
Yes.
Well played.
I get it's just different. You can these types of games, I agree. You obviously would rather have the Ravens in a running game, but when the field just gets condensed and it's teams playing with a lot of players in the box, it diminishes that advantage a lot more. That's not to say the Ravens don't have an advantage in the running game. They do. But when both teams just know that there's going to be a lot of running, it kind of takes that edge and squishes it. I think 7's fine. Honestly, don't know one way or not. I would lean Rams just because total of 40, underdog, and that's
the way me and Pizzola are, Pat. We're like, that's just dog players. Like, I just think the Rams, they're playing a lot better football. I think the defense is picked up. I think McVay's a great coach. He'll have a great game plan against Lamar Jackson. But you know what? Look what I picked. I had Denver and the Jets last week. You got to do what you got to do. And Baltimore is definitely a better team, and they can win this game by 17 if they, come out and play.
And what is the Lamar record against the NFC now? 29-1?
Oh, it's
something like that.
Massive.
Is it 22? Was it 22 or 29? Whatever it is, it's hell.
It's something in the 20s and 1. What was the loss? I don't even remember what the loss was.
Who knows?
Good question.
Years ago. Yeah, it's a very good question. Sorry, database. We need a research department.
Yeah, you need to reboot yourself there, pal.
It was last year, and it was against the New York Giants. They lost 24-20.
Wow. See how quick Pizzola's computer is? Man, he's fast.
That internet you got, man, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
I did query the database really quickly. Yes, I usually don't do it on live shows because it'll slow things down. But yeah, it was last year.
Yeah,
I need to talk to you, Rob. You got to make a trip out here. I'll grease you.
I just think that there's it's not that the Rams are bad, but they're just a middling NFC team. And the Browns, as Cam has pointed out for multiple weeks now, like the Browns defense on the road is not the same as what they are at home.
Are we talking about the Ravens?
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about the Browns last week. That the Rams were able to move the ball, and you say they can still run the ball. They didn't run the ball very effectively against Cleveland whatsoever.
The Browns are night and day from home to away. I've been saying it all year. You watch this team at home. I don't know what the hell they beat San Francisco at home. I don't know what it is about Schwartz at home. Like, and the thing is, I'll give the Browns credit. They were actually in that game late. Flacco made one bad throw.
Exactly.
And then the game got turned on its head. And then after that, he was pinned deep, and then he can't move. He's a fucking statue, and he got sacked for the safety. So that box score was not indicative. Actually, I was on the Rams. I was like, you know what? Finally, like, that game was a lot closer than the final score indicated. That's fact.
So Baltimore -7 is my gold pick. I shall not be talked off of it. Rob, what is your gold?
No. You guys, I like the Arizona last week. No, don't let anybody talk you off picks. It's you got to stick to it.
Agreed. You got to bet with your instinct and your gut and do what's right for you. I don't love this week. I don't really love this team, but I'm just going to take the Raiders +3 as my gold.
This was a consensus. This was a consensus.
I can't
pick
believe this, Rob. I love the Raiders
on the
too.
spread show. We all picked the Raiders. It just seems like too many points.
The early market bet Minnesota as if like we didn't know Justin Jefferson is back this game. Like that was already priced into the early number, in my opinion. So now you have to have the Vikings win by 4. I'll take the Raiders. I'm a little bit concerned. Aiden O'Connell's struggled against pressure, against the blitz. Vikings are going to do a lot of that. But there are some things to counteract it a little bit. If you look at Aiden O'Connell this year, he's been very, very sharp against cover 2 and cover 3. He's got receivers that find their way in breaking down these types of zone coverages. Minnesota plays that a lot. They actually play the most cover 2 in the entire league. And Aiden O'Connell's the best quarterback in the league against cover 2. Where he struggles a lot against man coverage, the Vikings don't do that because they don't have the corners to play one-on-one. And when they do blitz a lot, they drop into zone behind those blitzes. So I actually don't mind the matchup for them. Other side of things, this is the first time we're going to see like Dobbs and Jefferson together. I guess we can call them Jobs if we really want to. It's the first time we're going to see them together. Dobbs, throughout his entire career, very successful versus man, any sort of zone scheme that has some man as well, like cover 1, but he struggles against the cover 2, the cover 3, the quarters types of defense. That's exactly what the Raiders do, right? The Raiders don't play a lot of man. They play lots of zone coverage. They force you to methodically beat them down the field, and they hold up in the red zone. And that's just like not conducive to what Dobbs is good at. Part of the reason why scrambling quarterbacks love when they face man, because defensive backs turn their back to the coverage and they can just run. But that doesn't happen a lot against zone. So I don't really understand the 3 here. I kind of thought the early number was right in the game. It opened like in the 1.5 to 2.5 range across sportsbooks, got bet up to the Vikings. Give me the Raiders +3. I just don't think that there's much of a gap between these two teams.
Rob, it's one of my favorite picks too. So let's get it done with the silver and black. Love the pick.
Are you going to make the Raiders your gold pick too,
Cam? Yes, I am. Actually, you know what? Nothing's going to change me. I've got off picks. Guys, you guys know all my stupid shit. If I just stick to it, it wins most of the time. Like every time I get swayed, like I'm killing myself on Sunday night going, what? Why? Listen, just lose by yourself. You don't need any other outside influences. That's my problem. Like I need to rewire my brain just to say, this is your stupid method. Stick to it. Because sometimes it works.
Well, what you can do is you can be talked off of something and bet that side, and then the side that you bet on actually wins. You can ask the sports book for a refund because you were talked to the wrong side.
Excellent, Pat. You know what, Pat? You said, yeah, that's great, man. Mayo's no Lionel Hutz and a smoking monkey. He's got the answers. I'm going to take these guys to court. Raiders it is with Rob. We're together. The Italian, Scottish, Canadian connection today. This game, way too many points. You know what? I watched Dobbs. You see that game against the Bears? They got Max Crosby. They got a great defensive line. This guy might literally throw 3 or 4 picks in this game. Just set up the Raiders a couple times. We'll be fine. Raiders outright. I'll take the 3.
I mentioned this to Feinberg, Rob, that I was surprised that this was actually 3. I thought it would be a lot lower because the last time that we saw Dobbs, he was so terrible and probably played the worst game that he's going to play this year. I thought that would be priced in, but it seems like everyone's forgotten about it.
We're actually not even 100% sure as of right now that Dobbs is going to start this game because he's going to, but Kevin O'Connell has like he did say after that game, we need to reevaluate the quarterback position. And then they went into a bye week, and Mullins was taking apparently some practice reps as well. But yeah, I just don't like Vikings to win by margin.
Who,
I mean, the
Nick
Vikings
Mullins,
are fine,
Rob?
but
You
they're
say
going to play
Nick
tons
Mullins?
of close games. It could be Nick Mullins.
You know what? I got good. If it's Nick Mullins, who gives a shit?
Oh, I do.
I like the Raiders
I-
regard.
I like Nick Mullins, and that is Cuss' single biggest rival in sports history is Nick Mullins, strangely enough.
Out of all the people in the world, Southern Mississippi's Nick Mullins, like a third string quarterback, I just don't.
He came into a
What's
game
the story?
once,
Yeah.
and he had like, I don't know, whatever. It was a Niners game. He came into it, and he had like 1,000 followers on Twitter or something like that. And he was verified on Twitter. And Cust was just adamant that he should be verified and not Nick Mullins, despite the fact that he was playing in an NFL game.
And the fact that
quarterback.
he is an NFL quarterback.
Yes. And Cust eats air fryer food on Sunday nights. Like, yeah, the guy's in the fucking NFL. I love Cust so much. That's the best. Nick
What a
Mullins
story.
should be verified.
So he's had a blood feud with Nick Mullins for years now.
That's awesome. That's so strong.
Silver
boy.
selections. I'll kick this one off because I was between two picks on this for the Omaha Steaks premium picks of the week on the spread show. And I went with Baltimore, and Cust actually used this one as his Omaha Steaks premium pick of the week. And I tend to differ from that because we're doing a head-to-head competition. But I do like his pick because I like the Indianapolis Colts -1 against the revitalized Jake Browning. He may have been playing over his head just a little bit last week, and I don't know what happened to Jacksonville's defense, but they just absolutely no-showed. We take a look at what Indy does well defensively. Like, they do not have the best run defense, so maybe Mixon can get it going on the ground, and maybe you have to rely on Chase to make some big plays, but the pass defense for the Colts has actually been quite good throughout the course of the season, and I don't know what sort of magic beans Minshew's got on the go and Shane Steichen has on the go, but they seem like they're very well coached, and they are generate big plays that they need to win every single week. I think the Colts are just overall, without Joe Burrow on the other side, just a significantly better team.
Steichen should be one of the coaches of the year, and
Dude,
Gardner Minshew should be like talk about comeback player of the year. We're not going to have the Hamlin conversation again, but that's my take.
Everyone's talking about D'Amico Ryan's coach of the year. It's like D'Amico Ryan's has CJ Stroud. Like Shane
Look at
Steichen
Steichen's
has
done.
Exactly.
Rob,
Steichen
you
should be
get
the
it.
coach of the year right now.
You're damn
like
right.
if the Colts get in the playoffs, it's night and day. Like
They were projected to win 2 games or 3 games this year.
dude, I know.
Like,
I took them in the last
with
round of our win
Richardson.
totals. I took them in the last round of our win total
Richardson.
draft.
Right,
Yeah.
Rob? Well, who's their best receiver? Pittman? Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? Well, Taylor's been out. Like, look what this guy's doing. Guy's banged up all the time, too. Pat, honest to God, Rob's right. Those guys on that coaching state, oh man, that guy is a phenomenal coach. Like, phenomenal coach for what. I can't believe Indianapolis is winning these games. It's shocking.
Well, it's down to 4 in the market right now at DraftKings Sportsbook for Coach of the Year. Dan Campbell's the favorite. He's 2-1. D'Amico Ryan.
That's it. See this again.
Like, he almost cost them the game
Just
last
let
week.
me read
Honest
the
to God,
odds.
people are so
great.
fucking stupid. It's like the MVP. No offense, Dak Prescott favorite. Like, I looked at the bottom 4 guys. Like, Stroud's 25-1 and Prescott's 3-1. Like, are you fucking people stupid? Like, 2 is 9-1. Like, if they had Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott as the favorites, I go, do people not watch football? Are you that, like, God, Rob? Like, this is the thing. You don't need a computer model to figure this out. The bottom 4 guys on the list are better than the top 4 favorites.
To Pat's point, though, this is about how people are going to vote on the. So we will let him read the odds because most of these are based on how media members will vote on the awards.
They should lose their voting privileges.
Dan Campbell is currently the favorite at 2-1. D'Amico Ryans is plus 275 at DraftKings Sportsbook. Mike McDaniel is plus 450, and Shane Steichen is 5-1. Then there's a significant drop-off to the next tier of guys like Kyle Shanahan, Nick Sirianni, Doug Peterson, Kevin O'Connell, Matt LaFleur, Sean Payton, John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin. They're all up in there. Mike McCarthy is 30-1 as well, although he just went in for an emergency appendectomy today. So we don't even know if he's going to be on the sidelines for the Cowboys this weekend. He
announced that he will be. He announced that he will be on the sidelines.
So
for this
we'd have a play,
Dan Quinn on the sidelines this week.
I would love that, actually. I think the Cowboys more.
So I'm kind of with you on Shane Steichen, but it all kind of hinges on all these teams making the playoffs. But I actually thought that Kevin O'Connell was a decent look at 20-1 if the Vikings end up in the playoffs. Like, you lost Jefferson for 4 weeks. Your defense was supposed to be terrible. I mean, I know that's on Brian Flores, but he's the head coach. He's going to get the credit for this stuff. You lose your quarterback, and now you're just running through a whole bunch of backups and still. And what did they start? 1-4? Like, it's a pretty good comeback.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a
feel
great
good
call,
story for the Vikings if they can actually make it.
The bottom line is he should be in the top 4 on that list. And there's a lot of Dan Campbell at number 1. Let's put that down the list just because he eats kneecaps and stuff. Like, this is the world we're living in, though. That, honestly, like,
no, we had the debate yesterday about Dan Campbell as the favorite. Is that Dan Campbell's year to win was last year when the Lions were supposed to be bad and they were good. Now they're just they're exactly what they're supposed to be now.
I think part of it's the Lions' schedule down the stretch. It's a recency bias award. Like, think about last year when Jalen Hurts was like a lock to win MVP by week 14, got injured for a couple games. All of a sudden, it's not his award anymore. There's a lot of recency bias, and Detroit's going to end the year with like a very easy schedule. But to me, Dan Campbell, he almost cost them the game last week against the Saints.
He almost cost them games all the time, Rob. And these are the same morons that think Marcus Mariota should start over Jalen Hurts. Get a fucking grip.
That was
David Carr.
That was the
David Carr
best
said that.
use of engagement farming I've seen in a very long time.
I like
you got to ignore these takes. You got to just learn to
farming.
Yeah, he's just looking for attention.
Farming for
basically.
love.
Farming for attention.
I know.
So who's your silver
for love?
Who's your silver
that one
pick?
Worked out too good. Silver pick. Silver singles. Silver pick. Oh yeah, see by the way, the Golden Bachelor, Pat, that guy, he cries more than Niagara Falls. Mr. Waterworks over there. Guy should be sponsored by a water park.
Who?
Anyway, let's go. I cry at sad movies. Tough call. I'm gonna go. Can I do this? New York Jets?
Sure.
Can I?
I like the Jets this week.
I will.
Do I?
I pray. If Tim Boyle starts this game, I almost want to write like
Tim Boyle got cut, so he's not on the team anymore.
Perfect. You know what, Boyle? Get out of my life. Wilson, come back, and I'm praying for you, kid. I actually want you, like, honestly, please play well this week. Just do your thing. Run the ball. Don't listen to anything that Hackett tells you. Just do it yourself. Find anybody. Don't even have a game plan. Don't think. Just do. I don't care if you throw a pick or two. It's going to happen. Letting Houston lay 5.5 on the road, that's a whole different story. Denver almost came back in that game, ladies and gentlemen. I was on Denver, and it was very close. Trust me, they could have won. They were horrible at the start of that game. Jets, this guy hasn't seen a defense like this before, man. Enjoy it. I'm going to tell you, I think the Jets can win this game outright. I will take the 5.5 with a New York Football Jets transportation theme. No, the Raiders are, they're Pirates. Okay, anyway, Jets.
Well, I guess if you consider a pirate ship a form of transportation, you can put it in.
It's not. The Raiders are with the Bucks. Like, they're part of that team.
Well, the Vikings would use ships, too, to get themselves around.
Actually, good call.
They built
Vikings
those.
do use ships. Yeah, they do. Before they pillage, they get there on ships. Yeah.
But you picked against them.
So. They go through the fjords and fucking chop people's heads off, and they do a lot of really cool things. No, I don't like the Vikings. Yeah, you're right. It's
pillagers head to head. Pillagers head to head.
Yes. It's like Bengals and Jaguars. We have pillagers versus pillagers, Raiders and Vikings. We like the Raiders this week.
Pillager versus pillager usually equals under. I've gone through the past several years, and when they tend to go head to head, not many survive. It's a big battle.
You're right, Rob. I kind of do. Then maybe the under. Okay, but anyway, I'm taking the Jets. Transportation, silver.
Rob, you got a silver pick?
This is one of the most absurd shows in history.
You're right, Rob. I agree with you.
Honestly, we had a great show off the top. We're just ripping sports books, probably hurting Pat's financial freedom. But you know what? We tell it the way it is. Pat, don't worry. Omaha Steaks is still absolutely delicious, savory, and a great gift for Christmas for anybody that's looking for quality meat instead of the crap that I get at the No Frills. So I think we're still doing fine. We're doing fine.
Code Mayo will get you an extra $30 off the already 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com.
Remember, Rob? Wow. I just remembered something, too. I had a vision. When I went to No Frills and the guy stuck the steak down his pants, he was wearing a Raiders jacket. That's the gold pick. I just had that vision again. The guy who stole the steak was wearing a Raiders coat. That's another theme. Pillagers and thieves. do this.
You know, this reminds me of when I went to pick up my buddy at the subway last year, Kipling Station or whatever.
Oh, dude, I hate that. I hate
and
that.
it was
pickup,
Valhalla
Rob.
Road. And he's
Yes,
like,
yes.
it's a sign. We got to bet the Vikings. And they lost by like 30
Yeah,
to the Cowboys.
No,
it was a
I-
week against the Cowboys.
I remember when I lost like 10 back in the old day, though, Rob. I saw a guy riding a bike with a Jets hat. And I bet the Patriots instead. And I should have listened because the Jets covered that day. I'll never forget. I listened to signs. But then again, I'm a moron. So anyway, I like the Jets this week. Yeah, Jets.
Yeah.
That's our silver pick.
You got the Jets.
What do you-
Rob, your silver pick.
I said it's an absurd show because I also got the Jets as my silver pick.
So you and Cam are just reading each
Well,
other's
we
mail.
have the same picks.
We're in simpatico today. Listen, I owe Zach Wilson an apology, not because he doesn't stink, which he does. He's terrible, but he somehow is the best option for this team going forward.
He is
I don't
so
know
much
how.
better than Boyle. Like it's not even
Bo-
debatable.
Once you saw Boyle, I was pining for Wilson backs just so I could live bet the Jets last week. I'm like, come on, let's get Wilson in here so we can throw a live bet down. But he was actually an emergency quarterback. He couldn't have played unless Simeon got hurt. Regardless, this is another horrible weather game that's probably going to be played in extremely heavy rain. That mitigates what the Houston Texans do really well, which is throw the ball downfield. Now, Tank Dell is out. That's going to impact them going forwards, not so much this game without the downfield throwing. But you turn this into like a battle at the line of scrimmage. The Jets, they got Mekhi Becton, Wes Schweitzer back last week. It's not the best O-line, but this just like brings the game closer together. And how many times has Houston been in this spot? Houston's like not winning by margin. They just scrape by. Arizona had a chance with the ball a couple weeks ago against them to win that game. Denver this past week, Russ throws the duck into the end zone on third down. Like Houston's not, I think they're good, but they're a defensive-minded team. Their coach is defensive-minded. Their offensive play caller is like a run first and second down type of guy, even with a good quarterback. This is not conducive to laying big numbers. So as much as it pains me, and we could look like idiots, I do think this is a good spot for the Jets in what will be more of a condensed game with bad weather, high wind gusts, lots of rain.
It's now official that Josh Dobbs will start against the Raiders this week.
That's fine.
There we go. Perfect.
We're
At least it came
fine-
through
fine
in the
with
show.
our
We got the
selections.
perfect information.
Rob, I think we might even have the same bronze pick, as crazy as this sounds.
Well, let's
I
hear
know
it.
The way you think.
Bronze picks. What do you got?
Give me the New York Football Giants against the Green Bay Packers.
I like this too. I got yelled at by
The
Jeff.
Packers, you know what? We're buying a stock. My girlfriend bought a Dollarama stock and made like $17,000, and I bet on football. I'm like, that was one of the best purchases you ever made, honey. Dollarama has it all. They have food. It might be made in weird places, but they have appliances, bad Ziploc bags. But you know what? You can roll it in there with $50 and you're just walking out with like a truckload. So here's the deal. The Packers stock has never been higher. It's time to sell. I love Jordan Love. I think he's fantastic for what he's done. I was originally on the Chiefs, and before that game, Pizzola, a light bulb came off and said the Packers are going to win this game. And you saw the way they played this game. Let down spot. DeVito will be fine in this game. The Giants, let's muck it up with Green Bay. We're going to muck it up. Green Bay, I think they will actually maybe kick a winning field goal late just to win the game. I think it's going to be closer than hell, and I think the Giants will do enough. I got a New York theme this week. Oh, right, Rob? What's the song? Bring back.
New York.
What's that, Pat? What's the song? Bring the
New York, New York. is the song.
Yeah. We're leaving. I want to be a part of it. Jets and Giants love. Give me the Giants plus 6.5. I'm in a New York state of mind. Baby.
But you see what you did there? You said Jets and Giants love. And who's the quarterback for Green Bay?
Yeah, that's a good point. Jets and Giants.
Could be a bad omen.
Lust. I lust for New York.
Are you two going with the Giants?
Rob.
I'm not.
That would have been. We've never had three mineral. It would have been a historic moment on the show. Three of the same minerals. But
I'm already getting the Zach Wilson experience. I don't know that I need the Tommy DeVito experience.
Oh, that's what we do here on the show.
Well,
we go nuts.
You talked to Feinberg about it because he was telling me about how the square side is the Giants because everyone's in on Tommy Cutlets now. I had to tell him that's probably not true.
I don't think so. I don't think the square side in this game is going to be the team that
Green
never
Bay.
wins or covers. It's
Exactly.
got to be, yeah. But that doesn't mean that Green Bay isn't the wrong side either. I don't know. I don't want this game. I don't want this. I wish Green Bay had lost last week. Let's just put it that way. So I could have bet them against the Giants this week. But
how do you feel? Just throw this out because Cam, you're usually a good gauge of this because we all picked it on the show, and it seems like if you want to talk about publicly backed underdogs, is everyone in the world taking Chicago this week?
I'm not going to say everyone in the world. Actually, the line is so low. I think we're going to see Detroit money. I kind of lean Chicago. I just think Detroit's one of those teams that, I didn't like what I saw in that Saints game. And the thing about Chicago is they've been playing a lot better, but you know what, Rob? And I'll use a combination of my emotion to your megabytes. I think the spread is like, if you gave me Chicago at 3.5, 4, I'd probably like it a little bit more.
I'm with
a little
you.
low.
So right now in real time, as we're doing the show, what's happening is the over is getting bet into oblivion in this game. And that's because the weather is clearing up in Chicago this weekend. At least the forecasts look like it. This was supposed to be a bad weather game. In my opinion, that favors Chicago a lot more than Detroit. And also because Jared Goff sucks in like bad weather games, just historically speaking. So I do think you're going to see some more Detroit money come back in as the week goes on. But I'm with Cam. I will actually like Chicago if we do get some more Detroit money. The Bears I think are playing pretty well. I mean, they almost won at Detroit. They should have won at Detroit a few weeks ago.
Yes.
They should have won. They just played way too conservatively at the end of the game because they don't know how to win those types of games. But their defense, ever since getting healthy, ever since getting Montez Sweat, it's night and day. Like they've been a top 10 defense for the past 6 weeks now. And I don't know.
I think Detroit's in trouble this week.
So I think Detroit's in trouble in general. Like their defense has fallen off a cliff.
You're right.
Off an absolute cliff. So yeah, I mean, I do know a lot of people who have bet Chicago.
I almost made Chicago like Pat because we only do 3, but it's definitely in my top. Like if we're doing 6 pack,
it's in your top 15 games this week.
Fair assessment. Well played. Yeah, you're right.
The other one in real time with the spread going down is the Bills just went from 2.5 to 1.5 with Pacheco popping up. Although it was known that Pacheco was popping up on the injury report. Rob, is that usually indicative of just like big Bills money coming in, or is there just more information about this game so it's adjusting?
So I could see the first sports book that moved, and it was Vegas-based sports book that's known for taking big action. It's pretty high limits right now. So this is like somebody really likes the Bills in this game and bet a lot of money on them. Honestly, I just think that like KC under a field goal is just like the right number in this game. It's going to probably come down to the last possession like so many of these games do. The most likely outcome is KC wins by 3. The second most likely outcome is Buffalo wins by 3. I don't know. Like
the teaser game with the dog.
Teaser game with the dog.
Way.
I agree. I don't think there's a lot of scenarios where the Bills get blown out of the water here. So I like the teaser play on the Bills.
Do you have a bronze pick?
I don't.
Okay.
Let's talk.
Let's talk through some of these.
Let's talk it through.
Let's talk it through because I don't have a lockdown bronze pick as of yet.
Can I give you guys some that I think might be tickle your fancy?
Well, you like the Bears if there was an extra 3 points on them. So Bears +6.
Hey, slow down, Mayo. You're doing well for a while. I said 1 point, like 3.5, 4. But anyway, I'll still take them at 3. But let's take a look at the old board here.
Jags +3.5.
No,
it just moved to 3.5.
Yeah, it went to 3.5. You really think the Browns are going to win by more than 4 points?
The Browns, all they do is cover and win at home, Pat. I'm sorry. I can't be a part of that team. What about Seahawks? I think will cover, but the 49ers are amazing.
I don't, but I have better things to do than bet against the 49ers.
I got it. What about the Chargers? Are the Chargers under a field goal worth a look?
They are. They're -2.5, but at DraftKings Sportsbook right now, it's juiced up to -118. So I wouldn't be shocked if that went back to -3.
I'm just saying though, at 2.5, I like the Chargers. I had the juice, whatever, but yeah.
I mean, I like Denver because the Chargers are terrible.
That's what I was going to say. Like in my head, it feels weird to see the Chargers -2.5 against Denver. But then I think about it and I'm like, how is Los Angeles going to score?
Exactly.
Because Patrick Surtain is going to cover Keenan Allen and they can't. This is what the Patriots did last week and the Chargers cannot score. Eckler is toast. They keep running this guy like he's something. He cannot move. They can't do anything. I'm so done with the Chargers. I'm done with the Chargers.
Okay, final selection, and this might be absolutely fucking insane. I think Carolina covers against the Saints.
I'm not touching that game.
You're gonna go against your boy
of
Jameis.
course, Pat. See, Pat, I knew I'd give you some things that like these are hazardous fucking biohazard materials here, but that's the way the NFL works.
I said Jags 3.5, and you laughed me out of the building.
I did not laugh. I said I don't bet against Cleveland at home.
It sounded. It was not an
don't make me out
actual.
to be that guy.
It was not a literal laugh, but you in
I did
essence
not
did
laugh.
laugh him out of the
I
building.
did not laugh. And
You
I
quickly
think
shut him down. You closed the door in his face real
I would
quick.
never do that to
What
Patrick.
happened to? I mean, the Jags are a pretty good team, and they have a backup quarterback.
You know
playing.
what?
Isn't this
Fuck
usually
it.
Lock
You're
City?
right. You're right, Bethard. He can maybe do the job. Cleveland's different at home. They're different at home. That's all I'm saying. I think Carolina could be. I think the Saints fucking suck ass. I think they suck.
But they have
that
Jameis.
is Carolina at least covered backdoor against the fucking Bucks.
This
is
a tough week, man.
So my pick is
Okay, with a gun to your head, who you bet? If a guy said, "Listen, you motherfucker, you got to bet this game and get it right. You're gonna take Carolina, or you're gonna take Saints." I'm going to go, you know what? I'll take Carolina. I might be dead, but you know what? I don't want to bet on the Saints.
I would probably, water gun to my head, I would take Carolina.
I'm
talking about a real fucking gun.
I
gun
don't like that imagery. Cam.
Okay, I don't like that imagery either. Like me tied up in a chair in a basement. And a guy.
Yeah.
My life.
I certainly don't like that imagery. I don't know what you get up to on weekends, but I don't want to see that.
Yeah, my basement's actually full of boxes. That guy can even tie me up. There's not enough room there. We have to do it in the living room. But anyway, anyway, this is not Dateline. What are we taking?
I have my pick. I'm taking Philly. I'm taking Philly plus 3.5. Dallas is gonna get there towards the end of the game with a chance to win. They're gonna shit on themselves, and that's gonna be what happens.
Probably.
You know what? It's probably the most likely scenario. Yes, I'm just concerned that Philly's played like this murderer's row stretch, and they're just beat down.
Did we not predict this last week, as we said, and we can run the tape on this one, that Philadelphia is due for an absolute ass kicking?
We did, and Rob bet Philly, and me and you took San Francisco.
I didn't actually bet Philly.
I made some bad bets too, but the Philadelphia was playing with borrowed time, and the thing is, they might be still playing with borrowed time. One thing about Dallas is they should have kicked the Philadelphia Eagles' ass that last game in Philadelphia.
And didn't.
They didn't.
Because what do they do against marginally decent teams? They don't look like the Dallas Cowboys that everyone has in their head. Like, Rob, you're a Cowboys fan. And people now talk about, how much they win by margin at home. They just run. No one can score on them. Well, Rob, the Seahawks, the inept Seahawks offense for 4 weeks, they're like a marginally good offense. What do they do against Dallas's defense? Well, they almost put up 40 points.
You know what, though, Pat? Let's look at things like from a fair perspective. Seattle was a desperate team coming into that game. They knew like their season's hanging on by a thread. I don't believe in this.
I really don't believe in this stuff.
What?
I would rather believe in the team.
What?
The team that's the Seahawks are now better than the Eagles because they were more desperate. Give me a break. The Eagles are way better.
No, they're not better. I'm just saying the Seahawks we knew they were going to play. Fuck, you said they might beat Dallas outright. They had to play well in that game.
I don't believe in Dallas. I think they curb stomp really terrible teams, and Philly's not a terrible team.
No, I agree. Okay, that's fine. See, now we're getting to the same place in different areas. I think it's a tough game, but you're right. Like the hook's very intriguing.
Yeah, it's a field goal game, and so I'll get 3.5, and I'll win the bet.
Rob, I just wish you took the Giants with me so we could have made history.
No, I'm not doing that. We've passed that. I cannot watch Tommy DeVito take 10 sacks in the pocket like every game. I cannot handle that.
And we'll watch Jordan Love there just fucking all of a sudden go, you know what? Maybe he'll go 2 for fucking 17 in the sleet and the Giants will come. But anyway, who cares? We're sticking to our plan.
Can I cop out and just do a total here?
Sure.
No, we're doing sides. We'll do
we're doing sides.
Next year we'll do 6 games.
Okay.
Sides, 3 totals. This isn't a fucking restaurant.
Cam, we don't have enough time to do 6 games. We can barely get 3 games in.
Because we have conversations about other things in life. That's what we do.
What, you want to cut do you want to cut that out of the show?
I don't mind working for another hour. Get another fucking sponsorship on board. You tell Omaha Steak CEO to talk to another CEO of another company, and then we'll get the monies. And then maybe we could work on an extravaganza. I don't give a shit. At least I'm not doing a 5-hour fucking show about Army Navy.
I do have something to propose to you guys. I was going to propose it off air, but I mentioned this to Gary and Jeff over the weekend. I mentioned it to Tim yesterday, and he was in. Rob, I mean, Cam, you seem like you're like an Anglophile. You might like British TV. Do you ever watch the Big Fat Quiz of the Year?
No,
I do not.
I do not. I watch some British stuff. Like I find their murder mysteries very, very well done. The Brits just they crush American Murder Mysteries. These guys are on top of everything. Like,
So-
they're very good. New Scotland Yard too. These are actually cops with brains, not two stooges that didn't even get like a high school education. Well, I'll tell you, I didn't mean to mess up the crime scene there. Yeah, my footprints in the blood. Oh man, I'll tell you, I shouldn't have let those guys in the house under the tent.
So,
You know, it's like, dude, you're a cop. Like,
okay.
get better.
So back to my point. Instead,
Okay,
we usually do a Christmas show every year, Gary and Tim and I, but that's played out. We've done it too many years. We've ran out of things to talk about. What if we do a year in review game show where you two are a team, Jeff and Tim are a team, maybe Gary and Tambo are a team, and that's how we do it. It's a New Year's Eve type recap show.
As long as I don't look as stupid as I did when I did the show with Jeff. I had a couple of good answers, but that Ben Roethlisberger answer really fucked me up.
Not your greatest moment.
He's been out of the year, but Rob,
Yeah, it's tough.
I had some
It's
good
tough.
guesses though. That was a tough game, man, and that was
It
off
was.
the top. Like, it was tough, man.
Well, I mean, you should have seen the questions I got last week because it was. Don't even get me started. But yes,
Yeah.
it was tough. I will give you credit, Cam. It's tough when you're put on the spot.
No,
you
I'm
know-
usually really good on the spot. Like when the game goes like, you know what? UC Santa Cruz, Banana Slugs. Like, you know, like if I come up with like a team name or something, I can do it. But I got to tell you, Jeff was really good. And the problem with me is I'm older and stupider, and I keep on remembering how some of these old guys have been out of the league longer than I thought. That's what got me, is my old brain. Got a lot of cut wires.
Yes.
Bronze pick.
I'm down for this, by the way, Pat. Just to
Yeah,
answer
yeah,
your
no,
actual-
Pat,
we
yeah,
went
well,
off track
yeah,
there a
I'll
little
talk
bit,
to
but
the
yes,
sources
I'm
that
down
be-
for this.
If I'm
I
not
like-
on a 10-hour Christmas
Yeah.
extravaganza
Here-
about
here-
fucking tinsel, then we'll make it work.
Here's the thing. We can record it any time. I just put it out on New Year's.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we
Bronze
By the way, I
pick.
should probably cut some of this tape, or I'm going to have a meeting with people I don't want to talk to right now. My
They're
New York theme will get that won't be a gold, silver, or bronze selection. That will be more dirt.
Rob.
I'm gonna take the Rams +7.
Oh, you're such a dick.
Get
You're
fucked.
such
I
a
hope you
dick.
lose all your fucking.
I don't
honestly,
care. I'm not gonna
yeah.
bet. I don't have a pick to
believe
give you.
did that to me.
So
That's
what
just-
you did
that's
was
a-
so
that's
we
a-
so now
that's a
we can't go
wrestling move.
9-0 this week because you went against me on a pick you're not
Oh,
even
you
gonna.
gotta-
Okay, you know
gotta
what?
do something
Fine,
different.
fine.
Gotta do
That's a
something
good
different.
point.
Who's this guy? The great Kabuki spitting fucking blinding dust in your eye.
I will
Holy
pick-
jeez.
I will pick something while also going against Mayo. I'll take the Browns -3.5.
That was going to be my pick, but anyway. I
Well,
give
you
you
did your
you've
pick
already
already.
made
You went
your
Tommy
picks.
DeVito. How many more picks do you want on this show?
many more. As Pat said, 15. 3 times 5. King Kong Bundy style. 15.
What? That was going to be my pick. You finished your picks. What the hell are you talking about?
I don't
What
know.
was
I
the
don't-
total that you liked?
The Dolphins and Titans over 46 and a
You know what?
half.
Take a fucking total. It's not my show. Do
Miami's
whatever
going to
you
score.
want.
Like Miami's going to score 35.
Let him take a total.
I actually like the Titans +13 in that game, and I think if you wait,
know
you're
what I
gonna
like?
get more.
Bengals Indy over. That's a
Oh,
fucking
I
total
already
you can
bet
sink
that.
your teeth
I already
into.
bet that, but it went up, so I didn't want to give
Okay.
that. But
Okay,
yes,
fair
I
enough.
like that one too.
Okay,
I
fair.
agree.
So we're not concerned
I
about the
agree.
weather in that game.
No, it's good. It's clean.
See,
Clean
that-
report right
well,
now.
Well, see, that's the thing with
What?
the.
You're a Cincinnati, Ohio meteorologist now. All of a sudden.
Well, I
Okay.
do have a meteorologist on staff. Yes.
Well, what do you do? Because we saw like some of these games go down 5 in terms of total because of the weather that's going to happen. Now we know that us on this show making like betting basically on coin flips in terms of spread picks don't do very well. Meteorologists even worse at predicting the future. So all these lines go down 5 points on Tuesday. Would it just make logical sense to bet the over on all of them if just the weather's
No.
fine?
In fact, if the weather's fine, yes.
Yeah, but like,
100%.
but you're telling me this meteorologist on Tuesday is like, well, here's what it's going to be at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Give me a
Exactly.
fucking
No.
break.
It's not like that. It's
Right, Pat.
there's a range of probabilities that he'll give us. So he'll be like, this is the there's a 90% chance that this game is going to be played with gusts of 30% or whatever. So like
Rob,
those
you
are the
remember
games.
the Nick Folk game when it was basically the worst game in history, and the game went fucking over the total by like 30 points? And
Sure.
he, like,
You
won
can
people
give me
fantasy
one
league?
example of everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Generally speaking, when there's bad weather games, the market will move under. And there's a very strong case to say that it doesn't move enough because most of the time, those games still end up going under
Mhm.
when they're really bad weather. With that said, there are scenarios, Pat, like Detroit, Chicago, where people will take an early stance on the under in that game. Wasn't me, but somebody did. And now they're going back and betting out the over in real time because the things are changing. But it's competitive market. Like you don't have the opportunity to wait for perfect conditions. Sometimes you just got to take a stance on this stuff.
I would just find after a market gets smashed like that because a weather report comes out, and that's basically what happened to all these East Coast games that are outside, that, you know, we might just show up to MetLife on Sunday and it's like, oh, it's just sunny out. Happens all the time.
We don't need that.
Yes.
We need hurricane-like conditions.
I understand that, but Cam, would you be super stunned that the weather guy got it wrong?
They always get it wrong. They're always a few. You know what the thing is? Weather guys are good a lot of it, but predicting things to the minute and the hour is still not an exact science.
No,
like,
it's
they
not.
could say, you could say a storm's going to happen at 4 and it'll happen at like 3-4 hours later.
Yeah,
it happens all the time. I watch the Weather Network all the time.
This fucked
The
me
wrong
so
all
hard
the time.
at the Players 2 years ago when Cam Smith won, or it was Justin Thomas who won. Cam Smith won.
remember that.
So I loaded up. Like, we were doing this up to like the minute that the tournament was going to start, and it was like, oh, we need to get the guys in like the early wave because the weather is going to be da 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 da. So the weather got got way worse than it was supposed to be earlier on when I had all my guys, and then it got so bad, far worse than it was predicted, that they just stopped playing golf. So all the guys that were supposed to be in the worst weather never had to play in the bad weather, and only my guys did.
It's true. That happened to me. Pat, I was on the exact same side you were on that tournament. I remember I lost it. It's a dangerous game you play with weather. That's all.
Let's build a teaser because it sounds like the Jets need to be on it. Jets and Bills and Eagles?
Yeah. Sold.
Jets, Bills, Bears?
Jets, Bills.
Broncos. Are the Chargers going to blow someone out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jets,
Bucks.
Bills.
Are the Falcons?
Good call.
There's lots of
Good
good teaser options this week.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should do like a fucking 20 banger.
You know what?
Every game.
Why wouldn't we?
We're 4-7 right now, so we're down money on the teasers. Cam, if you want to make a 6-game, 6-point teaser to get us out of the hole, I'm for it.
Okay, good. Are you ready? Can we start with let's do Jets to plus or is it a 6-pointer?
Yeah, 6-pointer.
I got to say, in real time, the Jets have just been bombed into oblivion, and they're now +4 in the game.
Well, I got them at 5.5 by the time we taped the show. End of discussion.
Jets,
Jets
they
10?
are +4, aren't they? Wow.
Yeah, but we got to put in the teaser bet. Okay, yeah. No, we got them on 5.5 in real time.
So Jets 11.5. You guys don't like the Bengals at +7? No, we're not going to do that.
Well, we don't get the Jets.
Okay, I got one.
Hold on, stop. We don't get the Jets at 11.5. We get the Jets at 10 now. You guys already made your bets at +5.5.
Correct.
That is in, but you don't get the tease because that's not the real time number.
Yes.
That is fair. Bucks 8.5 versus Falcons.
Yeah, it's.
Are we in?
Yeah,
sure.
So
Raiders 9 versus Vikings.
Yeah, I mean if
Bills
you're
7.5 versus Chiefs. Broncos 8.5 versus Chargers. Is that it? Are we done? Or no?
Are we doing Jets +10 still?
Yes.
Okay.
So what do I need?
That's 5.
That's 5.
That's pretty good.
You guys do the last.
No. You're not putting that pressure on me to ruin your teaser.
Yeah, you already did that with us. Rob blew it for the Jags last week. I like the Jags up to 9.5, but
if I put Carolina +11 in the teaser, will you cut my mic?
Nope. This is your decision, Cam.
Can we just take the Ravens down to -1? Like, if you don't think they're going to cover the 7, then you have
here are
1,001 Lamar.
Hear me out. Ravens down to 1, fucking Bears up to 9, or Panthers 11. You guys make the call. I already made five of them.
You know what? Let's go Baltimore -1 and juice that up a bit and go Bears up to 9.
But that's 7 games now, Patrick.
There we go. Even more money, right, Cam?
Well, we might as well put the rest of the board in a teaser.
No, let's do a teaser on every game. I'm going to give it to you right now. Pittsburgh pick, Ravens -1, Jets +10, Bears +9, Panthers +11, Bengals +8, Bucks +8.5, Jaguars +9.5, Seahawks +16.5. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
But Raiders +9, Bills +7.5, Broncos +8.5, Eagles +9.5, and Dolphins -6. 7.
And then Giants.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Giants +12.
So you know what? You said 3-hour show, picks only. You just got through 27 seconds. So you still got 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 13 seconds to go. Or 30.
We'll fill it up with
33 seconds to
something,
go.
Pat. A DNA show. You know what we're talking about. We got so many options.
I'm not sure about that Seahawks 10.5 to 16.
Actually, no, you can change that one.
That was a bit of a tough one to hear.
How about the Niners down then? We'll do the Niners down. End of discussion. I only want to talk.
Well, like if we're going to tease every single underdog on the board up, basically was what we did here, with the exception of like one or two. But it's probably not going to work.
Okay. So here's the thing. I wrote down the 7.
Write them all, write them all down. I guarantee I'm going to do really well with
I wrote down the 7. Vegas to 9, Tampa to 8.5, Denver to 8.5, Buffalo to 7.5, Jets to 10, Baltimore -1, and then Chicago to +9.
Mm-hmm. I think that teaser's got a lot of potential.
It's a winner, right? Yeah, I'm in.
I'm not going to say winner.
No, it's a winner.
Well, it's got to be. It's either a winner or a loser.
Yeah,
then I think it's going to be a winner.
You don't count your record on the teaser legs. I went 12-1 on the teaser legs, Pizzola. No. It's not the way this works.
I believe you're talking to me like this. It's 7 fucking games. If we get it right, I deserve some fucking Barry Horowitz love.
I agree. I just don't want
to.
I do not want to get to next week's show and you come on here, Cam, and I will be irate if you say, Pizzola, our teaser legs went 6-1 last week. I don't care. We need the 7 wins.
Fine.
7.
So, Cam, you need more conviction.
You didn't play the game. You didn't play the game and go on the Giants with me with bronze. We could have set history this week for.
But I took the game. I took the game you were going to pick as your bronze, apparently.
Yeah, you know what? I'm very happy with our selections, and this show has been. I don't even know how to rate this show. It's been fucking wild.
You can rate and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. 5 stars. Thank you for all those people on Spotify who sent the raps. Like the guy who listened to 23,000 minutes of the Pat Mayo experience this year. That seems like a lot. Probably.
Wow, you should give him a gift, Pat. Maybe he deserves something.
Probably should. Like, I don't even listen to myself that much. That might be more than I talk to my wife this year, because she can't stand to hear my voice for that many minutes over the course of a year. However, I will say that if you want to get in on the internet picks game, Cam, there's no might win. No, it's like super lock, can't lose, impossible is what you need to be saying.
Okay. Yes. I don't even have time. Like, I usually don't have time to.
You got to be part of the green checkmark brigade as well. Victory lap, all of your winning parlay selections, teaser, green checkmark.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking blue. I'm still not verified, but I don't give a fuck. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody. That's in 2 weeks. I don't care. Happy holidays, Pat.
Yeah,
say hi to the family.
I will. At Cam Stewart Live, and you can check him out on Sports Grid. And if you're going to send some Omaha steaks to someone, then you best do it probably this week so it shows up by Christmas. Code Mayo for an extra $30 off, already 50% off site-wide. Rob is over at the hammer.bet and the Forward Progress YouTube channel doing the watch-alongs for the NFL games. Rob, is the trivia contest still going on?
It still is. I got defeated in the quarterfinals, but we're into the semis now.
Is Feinberg still alive?
Feinberg got canned a week ago as well. You really took out Cam in round 1 and then got bounced.
You know who would have won this if you asked him, right? Like, not even close. Cust would win this. Yeah. It wouldn't even be close.
I guarantee. You know what? I'll go versus Cust, and I'll put anyway. We'll talk about this later. Paul, you can attest to this. We stood outside the other day, and he rattled off the exact date and score of a Cowboys-Bills Monday Night Football game from like 14 years ago.
I was at that game.
Photographic memory.
I was at that game. Tony Romo threw 5 interceptions.
It's not even
we were at the game. Remember, Pizzola?
Yeah, what was the date?
At the game with Morency. Remember
I don't know the date.
When Mike from Buffalo came in the bar with a cooler, a brick of cheese, and a fucking knife, and they thought he was a serial killer? I'll never forget that night. Things got wild.
I'd be very interested to see Cust in these. Our number 1 seed is Eric Eager. He used to be with PFF and he's with Sumer Sports, but the guy, I don't know. I can't envision anyone on the planet Earth beating this guy. It's absurd, the memory that he has. I'd be very interested to see it. We should try it. We're going to try the trivia stuff, right, Pat?
We are going to do the trivia stuff. We'll do the year in review New Year's show. I think it could be a lot of fun. And then, because it's a review show, it's not making picks or anything like that. People can watch it for the next 2 weeks if they want to get in on it. So that's what I'll be up to. Smash the like while you're here, sub to the channel, and please play in the DraftKings listeners league. It's down in the description right now. Okay, I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience.